Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. So this morning, it is March 28th, 2023. This month is almost over, and taxes should have been done already, and I haven't gotten to them yet. Frustrating, huh? Watching your life just pass by so fast, and all of a sudden you think to yourself, how did I let all this stuff slip? I hate being that busy that I can't figure out how to make time to do the things that need to be done. And the crazy thing is, every morning I get up and I have the same amount of time in my day that I do every other day. Even when I fill my day entirely with all kinds of good things, the reality is, had I taken the priorities and put them into practice, I could have got it all done and the extra things that came along, right? Busyness is always a thing for me. But the reality is, that's what we're trained to do in the world. It's our excuse to not do the right thing, the thing we know we need to get done. I got to get my taxes done. I will probably make an excuse again today not to get them done. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm just know me, and I know that I need to get it done. And I know every time I sit down at the computer to get it done, I think to myself, why did I wait so long to do this? Because it's silly. On the other side of it, I can make 1,000 excuses. None of them are good. It's not going to take me that long as soon as I sit down and do it. I just need to get it done, right? So it's the 28th of March. We are reading in Proverbs 28. Everything I just talked about had nothing to do with the verse I planned on talking about, I don't think. But I did pray that God break through the dark places in my life with what I'm going to talk about and teach me something, and I hope he does that for you as well. Let's see. Today is March 28th, and we're looking at Proverbs 28, verse 14. Happy is the one who is always reverent, but the one who hardens his heart falls into trouble. You know, as I was reading this morning, I got a different picture than I've always had before. I pictured the person that grew up knowing, well, first of all, let's deal with reverent. Happy is the one who is always reverent. It means someone who lives under that sense of right and wrong. It's instilled in them, and we often call it fear, right? I don't want to do the wrong thing. I don't want to hurt other people. I want to make people proud of me. I don't want to take the punishment, whatever it is. It's a healthy fear of going against what we know is right. I grew up in a household where reverence was taught well. I grew up in a church where reverence was taught well. I was grown up in a family where reverence was expected. In other words, you knew your place, you knew what was right, you did that, and if you didn't, you knew there were consequences coming, right? And sometimes they were as simple as just a stern look that could have been more than anything I ever wanted to deal with. Sometimes they were way more powerful to get that stern look of disappointment than it was to get a swat on the butt. Happy are those who are always reverent, the verse says. And I was thinking about my life growing up. I was taught to fear. I was taught to know what it looked like to be reverent. And the next part of that verse says, but one who hardens his heart falls into trouble. You know, I was brought up, like so many of you, with a healthy respect for authority. And yet, I hardened my heart and ended up in trouble. Just like I'm betting most of you. You know, the verse technically says that it lays out two different types of people. There are people that are happy because they're reverent, and there are people that are in trouble because they're stupid, and they harden their heart, right? But when I read it this morning, I realized I've been both of those at the same time? How can I have reverence and healthy fear and yet harden my heart and do something stupid? And because it feels like I'm lacking something? Maybe. Why would you do it? Why would you know what it looks like to be on the right path and then choose to do that thing that you know isn't right? Yeah, we've all got that, don't we? Why would we do that? Is it because we're relying on a feeling? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. But I know this. It's part of the process of growing in Jesus Christ. We can't move forward with a decision to follow Jesus if we're not willing to move forward with the process of turning our life over to Him. That condition of hardening our hearts only comes because we're unwilling to let go of something. I know God's going to work on that with me today. I hope He does with you. If He does, and you want to reach out, feel free to let me know. Let's pray together about what God's going to do in our lives. I love y'all. I hope you have a great day. God bless.